So I just wanted to say that if you don't have these requirements in your life, you are allowing for this satanic society to continue. You are allowing it. You are supporting it. Even if you hate it, you are still supporting it, right? But by not having these kind of requirements, a woman that gives herself freely without having these requirements is supporting a satanic society because it doesn't know her own word. It allows for women to be disrespected and treated not equally, right? Because you will, if you look at it, right, men and women don't bring the same things to the table, but they bring the same value, right? Because one without the other is not complete, right? We need all of the qualities and expressions and talents that a masculine and feminine can bring, right, together. We are complementary beings. We complement each other, and only in this complement we can achieve fulfillment on all levels of life. So if you are a woman that has already some or many body count, it just means that you are traumatized. You will maybe even say, "Oh, Urosh, I'm just having fun, ha 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 ha," right? But this is just you being unaware to what is driving you, right? If you say to me you have already many men and you don't want marriage, for instance, and that you are fine with that way of living, you're just saying out loud that you're unaware to how this reality functions, right? You not being aware to what drives your behavior, you being unconscious of you living in trauma. Because if you were not traumatized, if you would have processed your fear of being your whole self, so thus recognizing your value, if you would have done that, then you would have known what value a woman brings to the table, right? Because listen to this. If you as a woman give yourself freely to a man, you have to know that men and women, we don't go the same through life. Like, man builds his worth. Yes, he needs to become whole, but his wholeness then brings materialistic service to the society, right? A man builds a world, right? If a man is not whole, it will build a destructive world like these people right now, right? But if you are a whole man, a heavenly man, you will build a heavenly society, right? A man can build anything, right? If he is, let's say, a dissociated man, and he wants to build his sexuality, he will go into porn, right? But if he is a heavenly man, he will do some tantric practices so he can have a better tool for women's satisfaction and himself, right? This is how, like, everything is just a tool. It just depends from what kind of intention you use it. Either you use it from wholeness or dissociation. That's it. So if you as a woman haven't achieved wholeness, you don't know your worth, right? Man throughout his life he builds himself. He can, if he is whole, he can build a better dick, a stronger, longer, fatter dick. He can build better muscles. If he gets even a little bit scarred from life, and like there is a little bit of age seen on him, but he not being old, just him being perceived as somebody that has experience of life, like he will be very attractive to women, right? Some women are even attractive if there is like some scarring on men, because then it means like, okay, this dude went through some shit in his life, then it means he can take on the life, right? This means to some point the degree that he is resilient, right? This brings safety to the woman. Like women are intelligent, right? Seeing these things. And so I'm just trying to say that men can build anything in this life. That's the point, right? Men can build anything in this life, and women don't. Women don't have this possibility, right? A man can build everything that makes a man man can be built. But everything that makes a woman woman can't be built. Everything that makes a woman woman is to be preserved, right? Because femininity is admired because of its youthfulness, freshness, vitality, right? And these things can't be bought, they can't be built. Like if you look a woman, right? If you look a young woman, she, if you look, if you look a young woman, right? A young woman will have fat in all of the right places, right? In all of the right places, she will be very attractive. But then women with age, when they start losing weight, and they lose weight very hard, and then they lose all of the fat in the right places, right? They're not attractive anymore. And once they want to build that attractiveness back, that youthful attractiveness back, they can only do it through muscle building, right? But then having a hard body, then being like a man, right? Being like a man, not attractive anymore. So having a hard, big, muscled ass, right? This is not anymore attractive. Or getting fat, but once you're then from slim to getting fat later in life, then that fat doesn't get back to all of the right places, right? So truly, femininity, it is to be preserved. Women that have the best bodies are the women that never changed their body weight much. Like if you have preserved the fat that was spread onto your body since childhood, like you being your natural way, how God has spread it for you. Fat in the ass, fat in the titties, right? Fat in the thighs, right? If you remain like this, if you don't change your body, you will have the most beautiful body. But if you go like extra slim and then try to go muscle or extra fat, you lose that, right? So women's beauty, women's value is to be preserved. It is very important to understand this. Because natural men see this, are intelligent, recognize these things, and value this. Men, natural men, embodied men, they really value this youthfulness in women. And they see if it is performed, forced, or artificial. They recognize this. And they would always want to choose a natural way. I also don't advise for women to use much makeup because makeup is poison. Have your natural beauty, accept yourself. Don't try to boost your sexiness. Be how you are. Or at least do it in the most non-invasive, natural way. Preserve your beauty in the most healthy way, right? By you trying to be healthy and not sexy. Because if you are being healthy, you will be sexy, right? People will say maybe, oh, I was just attracted to him because or to her because she was sexually very objectively very pleasing, right? Like me right now objectifying humans, right? Seeing just for its physical beauty, right? But we are never, no matter how materialistic you are, we never are attracted just for the physical beauty, because if the soul leaves the body, If there is no more life in the body, if body is a dead corpse on the floor, no matter how sexy it is, nobody is attracted anymore to it, right? So no, we are always attracted to the soul. We are always attracted to the life in the body. We are never, no matter how superficial, egoic, and traumatized, and because of that unaware you are, no matter how much of an NPC you are, right? It doesn't matter how much you are like this, unaware, you are still attracted, attractive, attracted to the life in the body. You are still attracted to the soul in the body. So it is about being healthy, right? If you live in fear, you being conscious or unconscious of that doesn't matter. If you're living in fear, you will not be healthy. If you have accepted, processed, faced the fear in your life, you will be healthy, because there is no more resistance to the embodiment of your soul, and then the soul can flow truly, be expressed, and the moment demands from you. So you can finally, as a soul, be responsible by having this ability to respond to the moment as the moment demands from you to be expressed, right? So you now have this constant flow, being in flow with life, in flow with your soul, in flow with God, being one with God. You will be healthy, right? You will be full of life, full of your wholeness and your worth, and you will be sexy because of that. Because no matter how superficial you are, we are always attracted to the life within, right? And we all know this, because nobody's attracted to a corpse, right? To a dead body. So no matter, say, like, the shell of a human is just a bonus if it's sexy, right? It's just a bonus. It's not the factor of attractiveness. It's just a bonus. Oh, he's got a beautiful soul, and it has also a beautiful shell. Oh shit, this is a bonus, right? But he doesn't have, or she doesn't have, a perfect shell, but beautiful soul. Oh, she's still sexy, right? We all know the people that look sexy, but then they open their mouth, right? And then you just lose attraction, right? We're always attracted to the life, and the embodiment of life is very intelligent, right? It's very intelligent. This is not about having world views. It's about speaking from your intuitive intelligence, from your intuition. And you can only have this sexy intelligence if you're embodying your soul, if you're speaking from your body and not from your mind. I never speak from my mind. My mind is just a servant of my open heart. And this is not a philosophy for me, like for many people. For many people in this planet, unconditional love is just an idea, a concept in the mind, right? For me, it's a physical, embodied, energetic experience state. It's another world, right? So this is why I have started this school, because people don't know the embodiment of unconditional love. They only know the concept of it, and because of that they don't know it, and because they don't know it, they don't know the power of it, and thus they don't think it's enough. But it is. But you have to embody it, right? You have to have the experience of it, to be then proven in your experience how actually from embodying being unconditionally loving brings kingdom of heaven to you and to everybody, right? So this life is not just about beautiful philosophy. It's about embodiment, right? Because many people will speak beautifully, but those are just empty words. So if you are not like this, striving to be holistically loving, going all the way into oneness with God, you then, as a woman, as a gatekeeper, right, as a portal, you are then allowing lack, right? If you are not being whole, if you are living in lack and opening your portal to a man, you are then allowing the manifestation of satanic society. And if you know your word and you only allow your portal to a divine man, to a kingdom man, with proof, having proof, not just beautiful words, right? Having proof in embodiment, in energy, then we are manifesting kingdom of heaven. So women have much responsibility in this planet, right? Just like men. Everybody has responsibility, right? I know what I speak about because I am responsible. But I would just like to point how much responsibility, how much of a control women truly have. Because if all of the women would process their trauma, become whole, fully, truly, it can only happen through direct experience of God. It cannot happen through a human invented therapy. It doesn't work. Just look at the world. It can only happen through direct experience of God. And now finally there are people on the internet that can guide you into that. Enlightened or almost enlightened people that can guide you into direct experience with God. Not some religious people that are hypocritical, or the other hypocritical people that fully deny the existence of God, right? There are people that live in oneness with God, or are at least very close to that, and can guide you into that, into actually energetically in embodiment healing yourself, fulfilling yourself, recognizing yourself as the child of God, the one, a soul that naturally resides in the kingdom of heaven. Because in the heaven there is only kingdom, right? In heaven we are all kings and queens, right? There are no beggars in kingdom of heaven, right? This is why we say kingdom of heaven, because we are all kings and queens. But are you from embodiment energetically being like this, right? Why I say from embodiment energetically? Because only in this way you're living in integrity. If it's energetic, right? If it's energetic, then it's integrity. Everything else, doing it, performing it from philosophy, from theory, from idea, it's not integrity. It's hypocrisy, right? Just turn your head 360 degrees and you will see in this world how much hypocrisy there is. People say one thing, do another, right? All the time. So women have much control. I would never give my coochie to a man that doesn't prove inner victory, fight for outer victory, marry me, and make it obvious to everybody that I'm his. If he doesn't do this to me as a woman, I would never, never ever give myself to a man. I would just remain for myself, because if you give yourself to this kind of man, then you are lowering yourself, and then we are just all manifesting hell. But if you remain yourself as a woman or as a man, right, not wanting to connect with this kind of people, we are at least then dividing ourselves into the hell and heaven, and hell will not survive, right? So we are at least still manifesting heaven if you don't combine yourself with hellish people, right? So anyway, fighting for the good of the feminism, fighting for that, even if relationship then with others are not possible and you remain alone, it still is good and manifests heaven. So fight for feminism, for the good things of the feminism. It's very much needed. and very much intelligent.